When I was recouping with the knee scope, so I had a few months off, I got a call from one of the directors or producers that said, "Hey Larry, we fired Jesse and we got some pre-taped shows. Can you come down and do the color commentating for us while you're rehabbing? Because we're stuck." And I was, under contract getting paid. Felt guilty after a while sitting there for a couple months. So I said, "Yeah, I'll come down." I never did any broadcast. So I went down and did some color commentating over a few taped shows they had. And this one guy runs through the door, and he's going, TBS guy. He goes, "Son of a bitch, that was the best broadcasting I've ever heard. Did you ever think about being a color guy? I would love to have you do the color on these shows." And at first I was like, I'm trying to be Bruno Sammartino here. You think I'm Tony Schiavone? I was like insulted. And then I'm thinking about, but I didn't tell them that. I'm thinking, broadcaster. And then they came back in, but that was in the days when it was a ridiculous money giveaway that the company had to give away, or people would get fired because they wouldn't be doing their job giving money away. It was insanity.
Yeah.
So they came back to me and said, "Hey Larry," now this was a job that now was like a day a week because I would voice over the tape shows. Nitro didn't start yet. And they came back to me with a thing and said, "Larry, we'll pay you, here's a contract, we'll pay you this much money." It was well over 6 figures, to do the broadcasting. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna make more money working a day a week talking. Plus I'll be on all the shows, so I'll be getting publicity. And the other guys, 40, 41, are all getting hurt and getting phased out.
You don't have to travel as much, I guess.
Yeah. So I went, this guy's got to be insane. I said, "Yeah, I'll take it." So then I took it, and I took it under the terms like, "Well, can I be an employee?" So they made me an employee. So that worked out great because I had all the benefits, the health benefits, all kind of stuff. I mean, it was a great company. So I had a 10-year run that was great. I worked a day a week, and then when Nitro kicked in, I flew out 1 day a week. So it was great.
Working with Gordon Solie as an announcer.
Oh, Gordon, the Dean? No, that was interesting. It was fun. They brought him into TBS, and Ted Turner loved Gordon. We'd be out there in the hallway having a cigarette. Gordon smoked a pack, an hour. And Ted Turner and Jane Fonda would walk by with her big sunglasses, and they go, "Hey, hi, how you doing, guy? Hey, hi, Ted," He'd walk by, and then we'd go to Reggie's to have lunch, and I'd have a sandwich, and Gordon would have a drink and another pack of cigarettes. And then we'd go back, and he was a night off. He used to be the one-man show, so it was easy. And I picked up stuff from him, but it was easy doing it. He was so used to being a one-man show for years that was a color guy. It was easy and smooth.
And I've heard he could drink a lot in Silvermane, pretty normal.
Oh yeah, he was used to it. Yeah.
And another really famous, well, I guess right up there with one of the best ever is Jim Ross.
No, Jim was great. I mean, it's really too bad. If you listen to the announcing, I don't know what happened to it, but JR, I mean, if you watch Raw from some years ago and Rock's flying through a table getting smashed, JR's having a heart attack. "Oh my God, get the EMTs, oh my God, everything through." I mean, he was great and get people all, the announcers, and I told him, I said, "You guys don't realize it's basically an underrated job," and I realized that when I was doing it. It's kind of an underrated job of importance, but all the hard work in the production and in the wrestling, the announcers are the ones that bring it to life. And you can see the visual, but when you hear the audio go with it, that's what brings it to life. And if you're not a good announcer, I mean, I'm watching stuff now with some guys getting killed laying to the table, and the announcers are talking about, "Hey, well, next week I'm going to be at that." And what the hell are you talking about? The guy So, I mean, JR was great, and kind of like at the end, Schiavone was great, and, I mean, I think they need a little brush up on today's announcers, to be honest with you.
What would be your best advice to a wrestling announcer to become better, I guess?
Well, what they have to do is, it's the same thing I had to do. When I started announcing, I had to drop the Larry Zbyszko. I mean, I was a hated asshole. I couldn't announce as that because my job was to put the guys on TV over and make them like somebody, whether they were good guys or bad guys or hated. So what I had to do is I softened, but I approached it like a fan. And what the announcers today have to do is that they can't watch it like they're part of the business or they wrestled for 20 years. They have to watch it like they're a fan. And when they see something happen, because they've been in the ring 20 years, they can say, oh God, well this is the way you put the pressure on, see it right there, that's what got me, and and they have a credibility. But in terms of emotion, you have to watch it like a fan. So when something happens, you go, wow! I mean, I would raise my voice at certain times where if people weren't in the room, they'd hear the TV and they'd have to come back in the room to see what was going on because the levels of excitement changed. So that's part of working the two.